There we go. Now I see it. All right, so we are live. So this is just a quick message to P.O. Down Corner invited me to talk to you. We have a disagreement. I say math doesn't exist. You say it does. And I start out by saying you cannot demonstrate that math exists. I say that I will admit exists only in the sense that it exists in your mind. It's just a concept. It has to do with relationships between concepts, like the concept of 1 or 2 and 1 plus 2. There's a relationship there. And that's all done in your mind. It's a priori. It helps us create models for how the world works. It's not something that actually exists itself. And I started to say you can't demonstrate it. You can't break a piece off of math and hand it to me and say, here's some math. You can't. And I started to say you can't observe. That was the beginning of my sentence, which is where you very rudely interrupted me and started to explain that you can observe, and you wanted to tell me about like people buying things and doing math in their head, which confirms everything I'm saying, which I already heard because Down was streaming that into the call when he asked me to come talk to you. So you made a false assumption about the type of observation I'm looking for, and basically just repeated yourself in a waste of fucking time. I already know people go out and buy things and do math in their head. That's my argument. You can't show me an observation, back to the sentence I was trying to say, you cannot show me an observation that indicates some sort of like force in the universe that like makes mathematical thing, like a force of math that makes math work and makes math continue to work. You can't indicate that. What keeps things in the universe as they are and abiding by the laws of logic and allows our mathematical representations, our models, what makes the universe stay the way it is so that our models have consistency is like the weak force, the strong force, gravity, things we actually have observed that exist. So if you cannot show me some physical thing that you might call math that I can observe, or a force in the universe that you can say is like a force of math, if you cannot demonstrate either of those things, which are the two categories that all things exist fall into, as far as we're aware, it's either like energy or a force or matter. That's all we're aware of. To assume that there's something else is something you're just doing in your mind, and the math you do when you add up money is just in your mind. If you have 4 apples, there's no real fourness there. You just have apples, and you have the forces of nature that are keeping those apples. There's other apples elsewhere. There's actually more than 4. So I don't know that you could use counting things in your head as an argument to say that math exists. So you probably won't listen to this video. I don't know. You seem like in some ways I respect you. You're pretty smart, but I don't know. You have a problem with listening to me sometimes. So maybe you won't even watch this fucking video. But it'd be nice if you did, and you tried to really understand where I was coming from instead of just interrupting me and making false sense. Okay, so I lost my internet. I think my router updated and reset. I covered most of what I wanted to say, except one last thing. P.O., you shouldn't interrupt me and make false assumptions about what the remainder of my sentence is going to be. You wasted time giving examples of observations that didn't fit into what I would ask for or what science would expect when you make a claim about something. So I look forward to hearing your response if you make it through this.